Alright, let's dive into the fascinating, and sometimes frustrating, connection of Mars Quincunx the Ascendant in Synastry. Ever wonder why you might feel a subtle, yet persistent, unease in a relationship? Or why someone's actions seem to perpetually perplex you? This aspect in your birth charts, the Mars Quincunx Ascendant, might just hold the key. This connection is a cosmic dance of energy, desire, and how we present ourselves to the world, promising growth, but not without its challenges. It's like two puzzle pieces that almost fit, but require a little extra maneuvering to align perfectly. Now here's where it gets interesting. Mars, the planet of action, drive, and raw energy, meets the Ascendant, which governs our first impressions, overall relationship style, and how we project ourselves to the world. When these two are in a quincunx, also known as an inconjunct aspect, it signals a need for constant adjustment. The Mars person's energy, their desires and ambitions, clashes with how the Ascendant person naturally presents themselves. The Ascendant person might find themselves feeling unsettled, like they're constantly trying to catch up. For example, imagine a scenario where the Mars person is a whirlwind of activity, constantly initiating plans and expressing their needs directly. The Ascendant person, on the other hand, may be more reserved, valuing social graces and taking a more measured approach. This difference in pacing and communication styles can quickly lead to misunderstandings. Picture this: a Mars person, eager to start a project, might view the Ascendant person's hesitation as a lack of enthusiasm, while the Ascendant person might perceive the Mars person's intensity as overwhelming. Isn't it fascinating how such subtle differences can create ripples in a relationship? Remember, Mars represents not only passion and drive but also how we handle conflict, our energy levels, and sexual expression. Meanwhile, the Ascendant influences how we initially and ultimately interact. Misunderstandings and growth are the defining characteristics of this aspect. But wait, there's a catch. This quincunx is a catalyst for growth, forcing both individuals to adapt and learn from each other. Consider this: a couple where one person's Mars is in fiery Aries and the other's Ascendant is in sensitive Cancer. The Aries-Mars individual will be direct and assertive. The Cancer Ascendant person will be more inclined to be cautious and indirect. This mismatch can cause friction, but it can also drive both partners to understand and respect each other's needs. The Aries-Mars individual might learn to temper their directness, while the Cancer Ascendant person will hopefully learn to be more receptive. The sign-by-sign analysis becomes crucial here. For instance, a Mars in Scorpio quincunx and Ascendant in Sagittarius could mean a deep, intense desire for transformation, Scorpio Mars, clashing with a need for freedom and exploration, Sagittarius Ascendant. Planetary ruler interactions and the houses involved add even more layers to this dynamic. Have you ever experienced a relationship where you felt like you were speaking different languages, even though you loved each other deeply? Let's delve a little deeper, shall we? Misunderstandings often arise from assumptions and projections. The Mars person might assume the Ascendant person understands their actions and intentions, while the Ascendant person might project their own insecurities onto the Mars person's behavior. Open communication is, therefore, key. The Mars person needs to look past the Ascendant person's initial presentation, and the Ascendant person needs to become more receptive to the Mars person's energy. Active listening becomes a superpower. One practical example: if the Mars person criticizes the Ascendant person's outfit, the Ascendant person might feel attacked. Instead of immediately reacting defensively, they could try to understand the Mars person's perspective and the underlying intention behind the criticism. What do you think the most common cause of miscommunication might be in this scenario? Now let's consider a different angle. The potential for abuse should always be taken very seriously. A Mars Ascendant quincunx is not an excuse for harmful behavior. The directness of Mars, combined with the perceived passivity of the Ascendant, could potentially create a dynamic where abusive behavior isn't addressed swiftly. We must recognize and address signs of emotional or physical abuse. If you observe this, please seek help immediately. This relationship dynamic, regardless of how interesting it is to astrologers, does not and should not ever excuse anyone's bad behavior. Astrology should be used to enhance relationships, not justify harm. Let me give you another relatable scenario. Imagine a client of mine, let's call her Sarah, whose Mars in Gemini was quincunx her partner's Sagittarius ascendant. Sarah's Mars in Gemini meant she expressed herself through quick wit, intellectual debate, and communication. Her partner's Sagittarius ascendant, on the other hand, craved freedom and space. At first, Sarah felt like her partner wasn't listening to her and that he always wanted to escape their conversations. Her partner felt trapped by her words, which made him want to run from the relationship. The solution? They decided to schedule dedicated talk time to discuss the important things and free time for each other to simply enjoy each other's company. It worked. And here's another: the Mars person may sometimes feel that their energy is misdirected or unappreciated by the ascendant person. Conversely, the ascendant person may feel overwhelmed and struggle to keep pace with the Mars person's intensity. For instance, a Mars in Leo person, fueled by a desire for recognition and passion, might become frustrated if the Virgo ascendant person prioritizes analysis and practical considerations. If the Virgo ascendant is not demonstrative enough with their affection, the Mars in Leo person may feel unappreciated. This off-kilter energy requires both parties to find a balance. The Mars person must temper their directness, and the ascendant person needs to be receptive. This can create a powerful dynamic where both partners learn to appreciate each other's strengths and understand their differences. Remember, growth blooms where understanding is planted. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Other astrological aspects within the birth charts can soften or intensify the tension of the Mars Quincunx ascendant. For example, the presence of supportive trines and sextiles can help mitigate the challenges, while harsh squares and oppositions can exacerbate them. If you observe retrograde Mars, it suggests frustrations may be internalized, and the Mars person's actions may be less direct. Minor aspects also provide additional nuance to this complex inter-aspect. I received this question from a viewer yesterday: how do I know if this is a karmic lesson? Well, this Mars Quincunx ascendant aspect may indeed represent a karmic lesson, highlighting themes of past life dynamics or unresolved conflicts. Here are the actions you can take to find balance in the Mars Quincunx ascendant relationship: acknowledge and validate each other's feelings, openly communicate your needs and desires, compromise and negotiate solutions, and always respect each other's boundaries. Consider this: two partners with this aspect work through their issues and build a life together. But wait, there's more. You're not alone in this. This aspect is more common than you think. I got a comment on one of my other videos last week: this explains everything. My partner and I have been struggling with this exact dynamic, and now I understand. Another viewer added, I'm so glad I found this video. I thought I was going crazy. Consider using the Synastry chart tool to get personalized insights. The Synastry chart tool is great at providing insight into themes, strengths, and challenges. You can even get a premium report that offers aspect interpretations, karmic insights, and personalized advice tailored to your unique chart. If you want to understand this relationship in a deeper level, consider the entire Synastry chart as well. It's a great way to find balance. Think about how much time you'd save from fighting if you could understand these simple concepts. Are you ready to transform your relationships by taking advantage of the incredible power of astrology? So, to recap, the Mars Quincunx ascendant creates off-kilter energy. The Mars person must temper their directness, the ascendant person must be more receptive. Open communication and empathy are crucial. The Synastry chart tool can provide personalized insights. This aspect isn't a curse, it's a call to action. It's a cosmic invitation to grow, adapt, and build a stronger, more fulfilling relationship. Ready to unlock the secrets of your relationships? I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell, so you don't miss out on my other incredible videos filled with astrological insights and relationship advice. If you like learning about the mysteries of the stars and how they can impact your life, you're in the right place.